Just anything at all?
No,
Not even a day?
no.
Well, how old were you when Aunt Gwen left home?
We're not filming yet, we're just talking, right?
So, yeah, I was wondering about the
root
root
house,
house. What was
It
that?
just built into the side of a hill. The hill had some overburden on it, some gravel and things, so it just scooped out, and it was limestone rock. And Dad took the rock out until he got a flat thing at the same level as the ground going to it. And then he built up the sides of it with cedar logs, because it's the only thing that won't rot. And the same thing with the roof. And then covered it with 3 feet of earth. And had double doors going out from flat ground, you know. And you wouldn't believe it, that thing stayed cold, that the butter would stay so cold you couldn't even spray it in the middle of summer.
So it was basically dirt
Yeah,
on the outside. It was on the side of a hill.
and this, because on the side of a hill, it's so easy to make. Say this is a hill,
Yeah.
and you dig it out to here, put the sides there, and a roof, and cover this thing.
Yeah. I remember it being really cold. I do remember that.
No,
It
John,
was
we
very
do
little,
not.
but it's one memory I have of that. Yeah. Okay, that explains that. So how old was Aunt Gwen in relation to you? Like you're older than her.
She's 5 years younger than me,
5.
4 years and 10 months.
So
or
when when she was born, you were 5 years old.
something. Yeah.
So do you remember her being
Yes,
born?
I do.
Yeah?
I do. I remember Mother going to the hospital.
Oh,
She was
had
the
her-
only one,
Yeah?
the only one in the family that went to the hospital. Well, I don't know the ones in Cobalt.
Okay.
You know, the first 3 were
These
born in
toys
Cobalt.
have to go
Right.
right
But
here.
the rest of us were born in the,
If you could, and there's
well,
another
the 4 of us were born
one
in the
there,
farm.
and just change
Right.
it up. That'd be good.
But I know that Gwen, she was born in
Some
the
square ones and stuff.
hospital
depends on
up in the hill.
what we
Is that why she turned out so smart?
Yes.
Yeah. So you remember her being born
I
and
remember
being brought home.
remember taking Mother to the hospital. It was evening.
You went along with them?
No,
Oh.
no.
So who would have been watching you when this happened?
Probably me.
Okay. Okay, good.
'Cause
So,
she stayed in the farm for quite a while.
yeah. So what did you think of Aunt Gwen when they brought her home?
I wasn't too eager about it.
No? Why not?
We were, let's put it this way, we were needy, and I figured, well, that's
One more mouth to
one
feed.
more mouth to feed. That was exactly my words.
Imagine understanding that at 5 years of age.
Oh, yeah,
It
really.
would have been a hard life to have that comprehension that there's not quite enough to go around.
That's incredible to grow up that way. We don't know that, do
No,
we?
we
We
are
have
very-
no concept of that.
No, we're
Wow.
very, very spoiled.
So what's your memory of Aunt Gwen?
I just, for me, it's attending so many of the reunions. It's like she's always there. She always manages to get the family together, and I know she stays in touch with a lot of people, and that's kind of nice because, in spite of the fact that I might not be, and when you're always the one that's reaching out and sending out letters and saying hi, so that's great that we have, those kind of ties. That's, I think, pretty important. Hopefully, us cousins can carry on.
We should carry on the tradition, absolutely. So do you want to wish Gwen a happy birthday, both
Yes.
of you?
Happy birthday, Aunt Gwen.
Happy birthday.
But you like her now, right?
Okay, go.
As you know, our farm was about 1.5 miles away from town, and we did a lot of walking. And I remember this one time, I don't know what Gwenny and I were fighting about, but I was very angry with her. And she decided she'd take a taxi home. And no way would I get in the taxi car with her. So the car would go by me and they'd stop, wanting me to get in the car, and I wouldn't get in. I walked home.
How long of a walk was it?
Well, it wasn't very nice walking, let me tell you. But I was very stubborn, and I was angry with Gwenny. And you know, that sticks in my mind. I remember that. I'll never forget it. So that's it.
And how much older are you than Aunt Gwen?
I am 3 years old.
Oh, okay, so at this time, how old were you and how old was she?
We were teenagers.
Teenagers. Oh, okay. And you were the older one
Yeah.
by 3 years. Wow. Oh, okay. But do you like her now?
Oh, yes. Oh, do you forgive me? I forgive. I don't know what we were fighting about, but it must have been bad because I would not get in that car.
Do you think it was over a man?
No,
Oh.
no, I didn't care for men. Okay, you can turn it off
Oh,
now.
you want to wish her a happy 80th birthday?
Gwenny, happy 80th birthday. We all have to reach it, I'm sorry. We could pretend we're not 80, but
It happens.
it happens.
Okay. And
Okay.
Stephanie, do you have any memories of Aunt Gwen from when you were little?
Well, the first memory I have of Aunt Gwenny is of being at Aunt Gwen and Uncle Len's house and being alone with them and them giving me a banana, which to me was a magnificent treat. For some reason, I didn't have bananas at home, and they let me have a whole banana, and I loved you very much for it. And another thing I really want to thank you very much for was hosting Tom and I. When I was 18, I went out west and stayed at your house, and Tom had invited me out west, and
He was driving a bus.
he
Tours.
he was giving guided tours out west, and I went to visit him, and we stayed at your home in Calgary, and you and Uncle Len were very gracious to us and had us as guests in your home, and you were very kind to us, and that's when I met Kelly and Glenn. And I want to wish you a happy 80th birthday, and we love you very much.
Okay, go.
Hi Aunt Gwen, I want to wish you a happy 80th birthday. It's a very special time, and I want to tell you how much I love you and memories of you. Memories of you. One thing I remember, you and Len were so kind to me when we lived in Calgary, and my dad, you know, who was very fond of you, believe it or not, even though he was a little cantankerous. He was your big brother. You were the youngest, he was the oldest. But I know he looked out for you, and I think his concerns for you showed his love. So if he was here today, he would be wishing you a happy 80th. But one thing I remember is, speaking of my dad, is being in Calgary. I was in university, I was at the University of Calgary, and I had done something, gone out on a date with a guy, and my dad was not talking to me. He was like really mad this one Christmas, and we all had Christmas together, and he wouldn't take my Christmas present. He was like so mad. He just wasn't talking to me. And you and Len were so sweet and so kind to me, and you just tried to smooth everything over and make it like a nice Christmas in spite of that. And I always remember that, and I always remember from when I was young, little girl, and you'd come visit Granny and I in Chatham, and I must have been 8 or 9, and I remember when you would come, it was very special. And your suitcase, I was very curious about what was in your suitcase, because, you know, not having my mom around, I didn't have a lot of feminine influence. Granny was Granny, but you were feminine, you know, and you had like, I don't know, negligees, nylons, things like that. And I would snoop in your suitcase, and you'd be sitting in the kitchen with Granny, and you'd know exactly what I was doing, and you'd call from the kitchen, "It's okay for you to look, just don't mess anything up." And I just thought that was the superest thing ever. So, anyways, so I remember you from a long time now, and you're very special, and just greetings from my dad and me. Bye.
Well, I don't know if they came down for my wedding or not. They might have come for my wedding. I look back at pictures. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if they did or not.
But do you remember seeing her when you would go visit Granny? Would she be around, or?
I don't remember that, no. I know that later on, my husband and I, we would see them in Calgary when she lived there.
Oh, okay.
In fact, we'd seen her a couple times, I think, when we would drive through.
So that was sort of like the first time that you really remember talking to her?
Yeah.
Because when you were young, you
Yeah.
didn't cross paths really.
No.
Oh, okay. So,
No.
so when you got married and you went out west?
No, we moved to Rouen, or Ville-Marie, Quebec. We were in Ville-Marie, Quebec and Rouen.
Right.
And then we came back to Sudbury. And then we moved to Winnipeg. And then came back to Montreal, went to Vancouver, back to Montreal.
Oh my God.
and Vancouver. So, yeah,
So you remember lots of things.
I only
If you can
remember
remember
that.
all that moving.
moving and that, yeah.
What do you remember about Anne Gwynn?
Well, like I said, I can just remember going to see them with Ronnie and I when we were
Oh, but
camping.
at the farm.
At the farm, really nothing.
Me neither.
So
Really
camping.
I don't recollect.
Okay, so when you were an adult, you remember visiting her?
Visiting her, yeah,
And you were camping
yeah.
in Calgary?
Yeah, we would be camping in
Okay,
Calgary.
that's good enough.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be what the farm, but you can.
Yeah, it can
Yeah.
be a more
I
recent
just
memory.
remember how nice they were and how good looking Glenn was. Glenn
Oh, yeah.
was.
Okay.
And
Glenn was
I don't even know, I never met Kelly.
Because she was already out west.
She was already
in Vancouver.
gone or something, yeah. I'm not even sure if I ever met Glenn or not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
See, but
I
you've
think
met
you-
since then, right? Or
No,
No.
no,
This is the first time you met
This
each
is
other?
the first
Oh
time.
my goodness.
Yeah, no, I could just remember seeing the two of them at the house.
Okay, so you remember Len being very handsome?
Oh, God, yes.
Oh, yeah, God, yes,
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Big guy.
Yes.
Yeah, very nice, very pleasant, always made us feel welcome.
And then Gwen was,
Oh, yeah, very nice. I mean, we, got along well and we had a nice visit with them. And we would normally stay there probably for a couple of hours. I don't recall if we ever stayed overnight or not, probably not.
yeah.
But, yeah, so.
Did your mom ever mention anything about Aunt Gwen? Or the family and? Nothing that
But
stands
see,
out?
again, I never, see, when I moved away, I really didn't have that much contact with Mom neither, only when I would go to see her.
Right,
So,
so you're not gonna talk about everything and everybody.
yeah. Like Norma had more contact with the family at that time, and she knew what was happening, where
Right.
I didn't.
Yeah, you were far away.
I was far away. Yeah,
Yeah.
it made quite a
Yeah.
difference.
So
But,
you could wish her a happy birthday on Norma's behalf. I'm sorry she's not here today, but
yeah,
whatever. And you
Yeah,
can both wish
no.
her a happy birthday. And but you do have that memory
yeah.
of visiting her
Oh, yeah,
and how,
yeah.
yeah, whatever
No.
you want to say.
No, we had a nice time.
And
but,
you have no memories of her,
I don't know. None whatsoever.
but you've seen her at family reunions and stuff.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of, I've seen many pictures of her.
Yeah.
I got photo albums of her in there.
Right.
But to actually see her in person other than a family reunion, no.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to remember the last time I did see her.
Anyways, you gotta start over because this is not even,
Yeah.
is it going now?
Yeah, it's been going.
Oh, it's been going.
Yeah.
Oh, I
okay.
thought we were gonna wait.
Yeah, so say
no,
happy birthday.
Thank you.
Okay. So you want to wish her a happy birthday?
Okay, Gwen, since you said that I'm not to call you Aunt Gwen, I want to wish you a very happy 80th birthday. And it's so wonderful to see you again after so many years. And I wish you the best of health. And I know that John and I are so sorry that Norma could not be here and Richard, but Richard is not doing well, so she couldn't make, but I know that she wishes you a very happy 80th birthday. And hopefully this isn't going to be the last time we see you. Hopefully I'll get to Calgary and see you again in the near future. So again, very happy 80th birthday.
And I can't believe you're 80. I'm getting there. I'll be there in 9 years. Unbelievable, eh?
Yeah.
Anyways, happy birthday. Many more. I'll see you at the next family reunion. Gotta believe it.